Have you ever really stopped and wondered what separates a brand like Nike or Patagonia from literally everyone else? I mean, it's not just about having a cool logo or a massive ad budget, right? There's something much, much deeper going on. Okay, let's dive in and really unpack the secrets of brand excellence based on the incredible work of Denise Lee Yohn. This quote right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the matter. A brand isn't some shiny image you create with a clever marketing campaign. No. The whole idea is that your brand is the direct result of every single thing your company does. It's not a noun, it's a verb. It's about action. All right, so to see how this all works in the real world, we're going to walk through a 4-part framework. First, we'll look at the foundation, how it all has to start inside the company. Then we'll get into the fun stuff, the rule-breaking strategies that great brands use. After that, we'll see how they actually execute and live the brand every day. And finally, we'll tie it all together with the big idea, seeing the brand as the business. Okay, first things first, the foundation. The most powerful brands on the planet, they aren't built from the outside in with a bunch of flashy ads. No way. They're built from the inside out, and it all starts with their internal culture. So what do we even mean by brand culture? Well, think of it as the living, breathing soul of a company. It's not just a mission statement hanging on a wall. It's the set of values and behaviors that guides every single decision, that gets every employee on the same page, and that ultimately shapes every single interaction a customer has with you. Let's look at IBM. Back in the early 2000s, the new CEO, Sam Palmisano, knew the company had kind of lost its way. So what did he do? He didn't launch a big new ad campaign. Instead, he started a massive global online conversation with his own employees called a values jam. Thousands of them participated. And the goal wasn't to come up with a catchy slogan. As you can see, the outcome was 3 core actionable values that basically became the new operating system for the entire company. It drove everything they did from that point on. So once you have that internal foundation in place, it totally changes your strategy. And what's so fascinating here is that the greatest brands, well, they don't follow the business textbook. They actually succeed by breaking the rules. Rule number 1, they break. They stop selling products. Seriously, take Nike. Their first ads were all about their shoes, the features, the tech, and they were a total flop. They only became the icon we know today when they launched Just Do It. And why did that work? Because it was never about the sneakers. It was about celebrating you, the customer, your struggle, your journey, your victory. It created this powerful emotional bond that was way bigger than just a shoe. The second rule they love to break is that they just ignore the trends. Most companies are stuck in this endless race to be cheaper or faster or just, better than the next guy. Great brands don't play that game. They change the game. Chipotle didn't try to make a cheaper taco than Taco Bell. They created an entirely new category, fast casual, by saying, hey, what if we focused on quality ingredients instead of just cost? It completely upended the industry. And the third big rule they break is that they don't chase after every single customer. You know the saying, if you try to be everything to everyone, you end up being nothing to anyone. Lululemon is a masterclass in this. They've got premium prices and a pretty strict return policy. They're not trying to win over the bargain hunters. They are laser-focused on attracting their tribe, the people who really value that quality and community above all else. I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that idea. It's not about pleasing the masses. It's about building an incredibly deep, loyal connection with the people who are the right fit for your brand. Okay, so you've got your culture dialed in. You've got a killer, rule-breaking strategy. But none of it, and I mean none of it, matters without this third piece, execution. This is where the rubber meets the road, where the brand actually comes to life. Great brands sweat every single tiny detail. Procter & Gamble basically wrote the book on this with their idea of moments of truth. They became obsessed with what they called the first moment of truth, those 3 to 7 seconds when you first see a product on the shelf. But they didn't stop there. They were just as obsessed with the second moment of truth, the actual experience you have using their product at home, because every little detail is the brand. Execution is also about discipline. It's about committing to your vision and, maybe more importantly, having the guts to say no to easy money. Shake Shack is a perfect example. They have turned down so many chances to grow quickly, like getting into catering or food trucks. Why? Because it would have diluted their core focus on being the best burger company in the world right there in their restaurants. That is brand discipline. And finally, great brands execute by weaving social value so deep into their business that the idea of giving back doesn't even make sense. And there's no better example than Patagonia's legendary Black Friday ad that screamed, "Don't buy this jacket." Think about that. They weren't just writing a check to charity. They were making their core values, sustainability, anti-consumerism, the very fabric of their business. Their actions became their message. So, all of this, the culture, the strategy, the execution, it all brings us to the final unifying idea, the capstone that holds the entire structure together. And that's the concept of brand as business. See, when you look at it this way, you realize these aren't just separate tactics you can pick and choose from. It's one integrated system. It all starts with culture. That's the foundation. That culture then directly informs your strategic choices during planning. And of course, those plans are brought to life through disciplined execution. They all feed into each other. You can't have one without the others. And that brings us right back to where we started, to that core idea. A brand isn't a noun. It's not some static image or a logo. It's a verb. It is the sum total of everything you do, every decision you make, every single day. So I'll leave you with this one question to chew on, whether you're thinking about your own company or just the brands you buy from every day. When you strip it all away, is a brand what it says it is, or is it what it consistently does? Because that, right there, is the difference between good and great.